I got dumped. Hello and welcome to That Happens, the only podcast that's about food. And boy, howdy, Kevin, this one is about food. That's right. It's the food special. It's the Thanksgiving special. I don't know if this is the Thanksgiving special, but it's coming out about around the same time. We got to give thanks. Kevin's prepared a bounty for us, haven't you, Kevin? I
Yes.
have this apple pie macaroni and cheese. Kraft is making all these flavors of macaroni and cheese, and Kevin saw fit to. So I got dumped. I don't know how much I want to talk about it, but Kevin's a really nice guy. Kevin sends me all kinds of stuff, and I got dumped and I got a package and Kevin's sending me stuff for the show and I got a package. I got an email saying you got this package coming to your house. I'm like out. I'm about a 30-minute drive away from my house. I'm just kind of fucking around, not really doing anything important, but I'm just out doing my business. And I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Kevin got me like a lovely gift. And I'm gonna go see what it is. I drive back. I get this box. I open it up. It's three packages of apple pie and Kraft mac and cheese. I'm like, oh, this is so great. I probably didn't have to drop what I was doing and come across town to see what it was in that moment, which that's my fault. That's on me. And then we also have this fucking Kevin. We have this Cheez-It pizza, which Kevin tried to make and he almost burned down his apartment or not apartment, workplace. I don't know. Where'd you cook it?
Yeah, office. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It feels fitting that I I guess this is just like a mukbang. I'm just gonna eat on the show. Kevin, you're gonna have to carry a lot of the show because I think I'm just
Okay.
gonna eat. Kevin, what did you bring for the Thanksgiving episode, which you didn't know was a Thanksgiving episode until I said that out loud on the show?
Well, I do have two things sat next to me. I do have the special holiday Coca-Cola that is supposed to be this sort of like creamy spiced vanilla thing. And then
Hmm.
it's not really Thanksgiving themed, but I also do have the kind of limited edition new root beer float Mike and Ike's too. That or I can
Oh,
smell. I haven't
I
tried them yet,
wonder.
but I can smell them.
That doesn't, I mean, it doesn't sound terrible. That doesn't sound like my kind of thing. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So, if you're listening to this from the future, this is coming out when a bunch of these Epstein emails are coming out. And it's come out that, I don't know, I guess it's just come out as undeniable fact that Trump sucked off Bill Clinton. That's, I think we're allowed to say that that's the definitive truth,
Well, what I
right?
find funny is that Epstein's brother, I guess, issued a press release not disputing anything other than trying to correct that no, Bubba was a different friend of ours.
Yeah.
Like,
I
which
don't
almost confirms it then, but I
I don't
don't
think
know.
it necessarily confirms it. I just, who knows? I
I just
think
feel like out of everything that got released to like be the one point that you need to correct, be that kind of says that a lot of the rest of it must be accurate. I don't
well, of
know.
course. I mean, it's not they're emails. They're not going to be they're not like disinformation. Anyway, let me try this fucking mac and cheese. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what we're doing. We're eating mac and cheese. We gotta get guests, Kevin. We need Kevin to do even more work than he already does. I made this mac and cheese. I'm eating it.
Yeah, so just to fill in, this is actually is a real product that you can buy right now. It's Kraft macaroni and cheese in the box, but it is supposedly apple pie flavored. I ordered some for myself and it never showed up. So I'm missing out on this. I'm kind of just living through Spencer, and I really appreciate that my role in Spencer's life now is just sending him terrible food.
It doesn't have to be terrible. It's the thought that counts. And if you think they're terrible, that's what matters. Um, I didn't eat very much today, but that's good. It's not good. It's mac and cheese. It just mostly tastes like mac and cheese, and then it has a little bit of apple, which is a little tangy, and a little bit of cinnamon, which is a little zesty, and that's it. It mostly just tastes like a slightly messed with mac and cheese, which, hey, I'll eat that. I'd eat that. I have eaten that. A lot of times in my upbringing, when people have made mac and cheese, they've messed it up somehow. So, I'm used to this. You want to try anything, Kevin? What do you got? What does Kevin have?
I'm really curious to try the holiday spiced vanilla, creamy vanilla Coca-Cola.
Yeah, so it's holiday vanilla, which they're saying is similar to the vanilla flavored Coke, but it's different also. It's a different
You
take on vanilla Coke.
because they're really leaning into, at least in the packaging, the like whipped cream kind of look to it. So I'm curious to see what this is like.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give this a sniff here.
One might expect a
Okay.
richer and more luxuriant vanilla.
Yeah, I mean there's more vanilla than Coke smell, if just going by smell here.
Well, yeah. I think
It's
vanilla
very
Coke is like that too, though.
yeah, but I mean it's definitely artificial vanilla, not real vanilla, but I wasn't expecting that. Um
Real vanilla,
like
huh?
it almost smells like kind of like a vanilla candy or something, you
Hmm.
know. Okay, let me taste this.
I'm just eating all this fucking. I got 1,100 calories of mac and cheese here, and I'm ready to blow. And I got 1,100 calories of pizza too. What'd you think,
Okay.
Kevin? You drank it?
Yeah, okay, it's powerfully sweet. Like more than anything, just this
Oh.
like sticky sweetness comes through. Like it feels like if you spilled this on something, it would immediately turn it permanently sticky, that kind of like syrupy kind of sweet.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly
Um
really exciting.
it's 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 more vanilla than Coke. It doesn't have that kind of like crisp Coke flavor. It's softer, it's much more sweet. Um I don't mind it, but I don't think I would buy more, which is kind of I
Right.
think my take on most of these now.
Yeah. That one also comes in zero, which I would be really interested in seeing how the zero sugar flavor tastes. Um,
Well, I tried sending this to you, and I guess we just discovered before the show it got stolen or something. So
yeah.
I'll see if I can send you the zero version of it if I can find it somewhere, and then
No, no.
we'll try that.
Maybe I can find it. Maybe someone put it in a bush or something. You know, I don't
Is
know.
is that a problem you have where you live?
Yeah, people are always putting stuff into bushes. You got these bushes, they're like disgusting. They're just full of, like animal grease. All right, let me try this. This pizza's probably already gone bad by sitting for so long, but
So this is the Cheez-It crust pizza.
yeah, there's something that works about it. Probably just the salt. That's a lot of salt. I do just want to eat this whole thing for sure, but it's bad. It just tastes like nothing but salt. Kevin, what have you been doing today?
Uh, Mostly just working.
Hmm.
Um, nothing terribly exciting. Um, let's see. Friday night, Ariel and I went out to dinner, and it was at this place where there's a big parking garage, and like it had just rained, and I guess the weight of the rain on the leaves was pushing this bush down onto a light that was like aimed up at the parking garage, and like
Uh-huh.
it wasn't on fire, but it was like smoking, like it was definitely like way too hot, and like there was like
Hmm.
visible smoke coming off this lamp. So as I walked in, there's a security guard there, and I was like, "Hey, there's a thing on fire outside. Well, not on fire, but almost on fire outside." And he was just like, "Okay." And I just stood there kind of like too stunned. Like I didn't say anything. Like what like I this is his
Secure it.
job,
Secure the
kind of.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just walked off. Went back out, when we left, it hadn't burned the building down. So I don't know if he told somebody or if he just left it. But yeah,
Maybe he just made sure it stayed away from the building.
it could be, it could be.
You know.
I don't know. I just always find it just odd how many people who's like they have a job and are just like so committed to not doing it.
Oh, I know. People are people. So how could it be, you know,
Yeah.
that no one else can do their job quite properly? Is that something?
Yes.
This
I
pizza, it's I mean, okay, here's the thing. It tastes like pizza in a bad way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've had a lot of bad pizza before. Like is this like, you know, freezer burned cheap as you can possibly get kind of frozen pizza?
It tastes like if it was supposed to taste like pizza combos.
Okay. I mean, pizza combos are pretty good, but I
But
don't
they're
want
not
pizza to taste like that.
they don't taste like pizza, yeah. Why?
Okay.
Okay, the podcast is good. I'm doing good at doing it. People like the food. They like me eating the food. They like it at the top of the show. They hate they like when I just sit and have dinner on a microphone. It's good. Sometimes you need stuff like this. We talked about the different buckets of episodes. Sometimes, it's sometimes there's a bucket for Spencer just is eating dinner and doesn't have anything to say to a live audience. And then later on, another audience that's not live. Kevin, I saw a bear.
You saw a bear?
I saw a bear while I was hiking in Latuna Canyon, which is a
What
place I hike occasionally. Go ahead.
what kind of bear?
Brown bear.
Okay. Do you see
Brown
them
colored
often when you're
bear.
hiking?
No, this is the first time I've ever seen a bear. It's the first time I've ever seen something that wasn't a coyote or deer, like something more rare than those guys. Um, I It was pretty close to me. I had my headphones in, so I wasn't really paying close attention, and I got pretty close to it by the time I noticed it. But it was off the path. It was like the path was on the edge of like a hill or a mountain or whatever, so like on one side it goes up a steep embankment and on the other side it goes kind of down, but on the side that goes down the embankment it has this little ridge that goes up a little bit past the trail, because the trail is kind of like worn into this ridge that the path is on. And so then the edge is like higher up and has some brush, and then there's the trail and then the cliff wall, etc. And so it was in this ridge, like on this brush, kind of like it had come up the cliff from below. And I just saw its backside, but its backside was fucking huge, dude. It was like its backside, I'd say, was like comparable to like maybe not an entire full grown cow, but like a smaller cow. It was like it had a huge ass, which is like it was crazy because I was looking at the ass of this thing. I was like maybe less than 10 feet away. And I was like, this thing is just so big. I'm at a loss of what I can compare this to size wise. Like, how big would you say this is? It's like, do you remember that photo or whatever? It's like a large boulder the size of a small boulder has like fallen on the road. It's like
Yes.
that, where it's like, what do you call this? How big do you call it? And yeah, it's like probably smaller than a horse, bigger
Okay.
than, yeah, a deer, or like any kind of dog like thing I could call to mind by like such a wide margin. Like I wouldn't even know how to put a multiplier on it. Like what do you say? It's like four times as big as like a big dog. Like I don't even know what that really means. But yeah, so I saw a bear. I walked past it and I got away from it. And then I saw some other people and they were like, "Did you see a bear?" And I was like, "I saw a bear. It was crazy." And they're like, "Yeah, I saw the bear." We were talking about the bear. It honestly wasn't that exciting. It was so big. It was a bear, and they're not. I mean, I kind of alluded to it based on you asking the question, but they're not common. They're very rare, I would say. Especially one of that size. I couldn't believe it. It was mind blowing. I'm sure it wasn't as big as I'm imagining it was, but it looked real. Like I said, it was bigger than anything I could think of to compare it to. But you ever
All right,
see a
so
bear?
brown bears are the ones that you're supposed to like if they come to you, you're supposed to like try to be scary back. Is that right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's brown bears that are kind of the ones that like will back down when threatened, where the other ones
Hmm.
will just murder you.
Well, I think no, I think black bears are more scared of humans. I think
That
it's
could
easier to
be.
scare away black bears.
That might be. I don't know. Google that before you confront a bear. Anybody listening to this, don't die because of me.
Yeah, brown bears might be play dead.
That might be. Yeah.
Um, let's see. Okay, the AI. The Google AI says with brown bears you have to offer them a picnic basket. So,
Okay.
all right. It's this brave new world we've entered of
Yes.
AI. What else we got? Kevin, I was playing that game Silk Song. I beat the Silk Song, and people on Reddit wanted me to talk about it. It was a good game. It was a really good game. It was very hard. It was good. Um, it was, you
Like,
know, what? Go ahead.
do you think it was like unfairly hard or was it challenging but rewarding kind of hard?
It was challenging but rewarding. I mean, the first game was as well. This one's probably a good deal harder, but not like impossibly harder. It was pretty satisfying. It was really good. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. And Hollow Knight, the first one, was also really great. Um, there's this part towards the end of the first Hollow Knight called the Path of Pain, which was this super end game optional kind of platforming challenge where you had to like jump over a bunch of spikes without ever hitting anything once or whatever, with very limited saves and or save points, checkpoints. And there was nothing like that. Um, I mean, I don't know. There was a challenge kind of like that where you get the double jump. But I think it felt different. And I would have liked something that was like the Path of Pain, like this super end game, really tough platforming challenge, because they had a number of things that were like that, but nothing that felt like, oh yes, here I could really prove how good I am at this stuff. But it was it was an awesome game. I don't know. I think people are insufferable about these kinds of games online, and I've seen some people being insufferable about it. I don't know. It's a great game. You should play it, Kevin.
I've really been tempted. Like lately I've been
No
playing like kind of
way.
these like cheap Steam games. Like are you familiar? It came out kind of recently called Clover Pit. It's like that slot machine game.
No, what's that?
So it's this really like low fidelity looking where you're playing a slot machine and the game initially looks very, very simple. Like you're locked into a room and all you basically have is a slot machine and this screen telling you how much money that you have to get in a certain amount of turns or you die. And the game just is so deceptively simple at first, but then you start getting items that do things like, if you get more than five in a row of the same thing, double your score permanently every time you get sevens or something. And then you combine these items in ways that make it just like it's one of those things where like the numbers just get crazy and it like triggers that like dopamine rush in your head of like, oh, big number got bigger kind of thing until you're coming up with like, trillions of quadrillions of dollars every time you're spinning. The slot machine is going crazy and that kind of thing. It's one of those like you have to, it's sort of like a logic puzzle where you have to figure out, hey, if I combine this item with this item with this item and do things in this order, that multiplies everything exponentially. And you end up with crazy numbers. It wasn't until I saw somebody else play that I understood kind of the how the game worked, though. Because when I first played it, I was like, "This is stupid. This is, you know, you pull a slot machine a few times and then you die." Like I wasn't getting it, until I saw that. Okay, there's a lot of depth and like people are still finding new things in this really deceptively simple game. So I was playing
Yeah.
that. There's another one
So
called
did you ever play Balatro?
Yes.
Because that sounds a lot like Balatro, just with the slot machine, huh?
It's a very similar idea, where you're combining stuff just to make huge numbers, but I think this
Hmm.
just takes it to a completely different level, and it's really good at those. You know how there's some games where it's just like the sound effects are perfectly
Oh
tuned to
yeah,
give you that dopamine
sure.
rush,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
slot
This is
machines
all of
already
that.
are good at that.
Yes, and this is like gamifying even the putting the money in the slot machine kind of thing.
Yeah. What was
Um,
the other game you were going to talk about? You started to mention another one.
there's another one called Ball X Pit, not Clover Pit.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. You actually started playing that? Tell us about it.
Yeah, I got pretty far with that. That one is where like you choose a character and like you bounce balls off enemies that are coming down the screen at you, and that's another thing where you kind of have to like combine items to get crazy amounts of damage and stuff like that. It's not quite as just going completely like the whole point of the slot machine game is to just break the game by making numbers so big it's like basically crashing the game kind of thing. Kind of like when Vampire Survivors, the idea of the game was just to make your computer crash from how much stuff was happening on the screen. That's
Hmm.
the slot machine Clover Pit, where Ball X Pit, I think, is more a legitimate like gameplay is the point of it. I don't know. How would
Hmm.
you explain the ball one?
I haven't really played it, but yeah, it seems like it's like Vampire Survivors meets Arkanoid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about breaking it. I didn't know that. There's this game. Have you played this? It's called Nubby's Number Factory. Nubby's Number Factory.
Yes. Yes. That
You've
reminds
played
me a
it?
lot of the slot machine game too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the game where you just like you break the number generation regularly.
Yeah.
What
Like the
else?
whole
What
the
else?
whole
Go
point's
ahead.
kind of like to get to scientific notation, like where the numbers are so big it can't display them anymore, that kind of thing.
Yeah, if the computer can't think using exponents,
Yes.
it'll melt. Um, I just beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I just basically had hit a point and I just stopped completely right towards the very end. I guess you should be kind of under the you should be kind of aware that you're getting to the end of the game, but like right before like literally the final dungeon, um which I guess I didn't know was necessarily going to be the final dungeon, but I figured it could be, or at least part of the end game.
Hmm.
Um, but right before that, you get hit with so many side quests that you're really like, man, at this point, I am really getting sick of the side quests. And you can skip the side quests, but a lot of them do have like pretty good results, and a lot of them are fun, but not all of them are fun. Some of them are tedious. So, but you never know, and you just want to go for 100%. So if you get everything the whole game, by the time you're here, you're just like, ugh. And so, I kind of tapped out, although I was planning to do like everything, but it's okay. And then I beat it, and it has like controversial. It's controversial because it's a remake of the game and it's different than like just doing it over because the story's been changed, and the story of Final Fantasy VII is so, famous for being um really awesome and good and what do you call it? Transgressive for the time and progressive. It's like it's leftist, it's anti-fascism and anti-corporate and anti um you know conservative and stuff. And there's Aerith, who's this great character, and she dies, and it's a huge part of Final Fantasy VII. But the story is like, oh, the story is kind of about fate and about how there's different like timelines and can we change the future and can we stop bad stuff from happening? So it's setting up like, oh, I wonder are they going to try to save Aerith or not? And so then in the end, it seems like she dies, but it's in a lot different. It's in a much different way. In the original game, basically, she's just chilling, and Sephiroth falls out of the sky with a sword and just stabs her. And in this, that kind of happens, but Cloud goes to like stop him, and then it seems like we see two universes. One of the universes is like it looks like she got saved, and one of them it seems like she didn't. And um and then we just see the aftermath, so we don't really see like her die in the same way, and so it's really changing like your relationship to this like emotional moment of this like which is like truly like the turning point of the entire game of this game that's like so important to so many people in their childhoods and their nerd careers and stuff, you know. And I don't know. On the one hand, I do think it definitely detracted from like the drama of it to change it so much and to make it about like the meta-ness of like the timeline of them dying or not. But I also did like it. I don't know, something about it just appealed to me. Like it was kind of it was too modern and cloying, you know, but that also kind of worked for me. I don't know. You know, I get why people didn't like it, but I kind of liked it. You like
I
anything that someone has remaked and ruined and you're like, "Hey, I like that."
um I mean, I tried recently playing Borderlands 4. I was really into Borderlands 2 and 3 a lot.
Mhm.
And 4 just I don't know if it's just too much the same or if they changed too much. I don't know. I can't put my finger on why I don't like it, but I play it and I'm just like this is so boring and I can't articulate why I'm feeling that way even to myself. So I don't know if I'm a really good game reviewer right now. Um it just seemed like it was trying too hard in some ways, you know, like the jokes seemed really forced and not as
Yeah,
funny.
right.
And the game made everything so easy. You know, it's like in the initial Borderlands, it was kind of hard to figure out where to go for quests and stuff. And then in each sequel, they've made it easier to the point where on this game, literally, I think you press the Z button and this just like thing pops up and like draws a path for you to follow for where you have to go. So like there's really no point in traveling if it's just showing you exactly where to go for every single thing. You know, like I don't like the opposite extreme of games where like you have no idea where you're going. Like, you know, someone gives you a quest of like, oh, there's rumors of by the mountain there's a man who will give you a sword, and you spend 6 hours just trying to find the man. Because that's not really fun. But this is just like you've immediately unlocked like all the fast travel as soon as you get somewhere. And there's this
Right.
thing that just takes you exactly where you need to go. So it's kind of like, well, why am I even playing the game? You know,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that, but like you were just talking about Final Fantasy, like the other extreme of that to me was like Final Fantasy 11 that I played a lot of, but I felt like that game just wasted my time so much,
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
that game is like that game feels like an insult. It's like, can you put up with this? And it's like, why should anybody put up? It's a game, for God's sake.
Yeah, like just logging into the game could take 10 minutes between going through the launcher and all the steps to log in and all this, you know, loading screens and all this before you've even loaded the game. And then the game has all of its loading screens and procedures and then logging in and all of this. And then just traveling to where you want to go to do a quest could take you like an hour, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like my games in the middle, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah. You have any other game related experiences to speak of?
Well, speaking of games, the new Fallout trailer came out this week with Kumail in it. I don't know if you saw that. Uh,
No, I didn't.
for the TV show, not the
Hmm.
game itself. But I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the first season of Fallout. That was not only really true to the games, but even if you had never watched the games, it's pretty entertaining. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do with season 2 of it now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I gotta watch that. Yeah. Did I feel like we did that one episode, the mini episode. Did we talk about that 6'7" kid? We did, didn't we? I think we did.
I don't know if we talked about it actually on the show. I don't
Yeah.
remember now.
Well, let us know in the Reddit, and if we didn't, we'll talk about it
Well,
in the next episode. Um, but yeah, the Epstein stuff. I just I was just imagining, like, oh, they're gonna release all these emails, and then Trump's like, everybody, we get to the situation room. We gotta talk strategy. They lock themselves up for like several hours, and they come out and they're like, I didn't I didn't give Bill Clinton a blowjob. That's the big headline of what they've been doing in there. It's like, how do we respond to this one allegation? Which, is I guess probably bad that it's taking attention away. Or when I don't know. You know, Here's the thing, Kevin. The world's too complicated. Something happens and then someone's like, don't you understand? They'll just use this to say it's a whatever. And then people are like, no, don't you see? That attitude is why, no one votes by mail or whatever, and it's just the world's so complicated. It's hard to just be like, oh, that happened, you know?
yeah.
It seems like it should be bad that the president is a pedophile. But in this complicated world, maybe that's good. Maybe that's good for Republicans, right?
I I have no idea what's going on. Like every time I start to think I understand the players in the game, it changes. Like I don't know if you've been watching uh Marjorie Taylor Greene lately. She
A
apologized
little bit.
yesterday for taking part in toxic politics, and it definitely looks like she's fighting with Trump right now. I am very curious as to what she's doing.
Yeah, stuff like that, it's sad because you can't really get too there's just never going to be any clarity of like what's driving these people, you know? I like to just say like it's just more complicated than anyone wants to believe. Like everybody believes that they're the hero. No one, even the people being like, here's our plan, here's our evil plan to take over the world in an evil way and ruin it forever and end democracy. Even those people are like, yeah, that's good. That'll be good. And then everything will be good. They're not like, and then we can fuck it up for everybody. Like they still have some sort of logic. It's just like it goes through these tortured, messed up places where it goes wrong, but it's not like it doesn't just become like, hello, I'm a cartoon hamburger and I only think about hamburgers and French fries. It's like there's still people at the end of the day. They're just people with completely different things coming across their plate and life opportunities.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
nobody is the villain in their own story.
yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying. Yeah.
it's, but I always kind of like prided myself in being able to see the other side's perspective in a lot of things, like any opinion I disagreed with, I could still figure out how they could jump to the conclusions that they are doing the right thing.
Hmm.
But it just feels like more and more I'm having trouble doing that. And I don't know if that's just me being less patient or things really are getting crazier.
Well, I mean, I don't find it very hard to like understand why people do stuff that they do. I go like, oh, imagine if I was like really stupid and I just believed some fucking bullshit nonsense. It's like, yeah, I guess I would, believe this and think this way and think that that happened. It's like, yeah, it's not complicated how it happens. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, Kevin. But also back to video games. Pokopia, Kevin. Pokopia. It's like the Pokemon Animal Crossing style game. The Pokemon, maybe it's like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing. But Pokemon, Kevin, it seems cool. Seems really fun. You excited?
I could never get into Pokemon either because I also felt like that game was wasting my time a little bit, you know? Like it was
You
just too many
asshole.
unskippable things,
Yeah, I guess I get what you mean. Yeah. There's a lot
you know?
of
For me, any
text.
game that does not have skippable dialogue is almost like just an instant no for me, you know? Because like if I go back and see the same NPC that wants to tell me his life story for the fourth time and I can't skip it, it's just I'm turning that game off.
You should listen to his life story for the fourth time.
Yeah, I don't know. Stuff like that. I just, I'm normally a very patient person, but I think it's because I don't have a lot of time to play games. So if a game is not gonna like respect my time, I'm just not gonna um give it my attention anymore.
Yeah. I just want to thank my listeners for putting up with the irregular schedules. We didn't come out last week. I was sad. Um, it's sad, Kevin. I'm a bad person. It's hard to say I'm good at doing the podcast when I don't even do it, when we don't do the podcast.
I mean, sometimes the good thing is to know when it's not the right time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the yeah, I just don't want to I don't want to push myself too much, but it also isn't very much work and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter either way though, you know. I got a performance work it. I got a performance review at work, Kevin. Um it says overall evaluation rating meets requirements. So that's
Okay.
definitely pretty positive. I'm meeting the requirements. Um, it says, it gives me great pleasure to offer a review for Spencer Crittenden, who over the past year has proven himself in a number of important areas. Edgar is a valuable member of our team since he constantly demonstrates a strong ethic and dedication to efficiency in his profession. I have full confidence in his abilities and believe that he will continue to excel in their role. He will continue to excel in their role. Thank you. So there's more to it, but it just all seems like chat GPT nonsense that's like copy pasted from like a million other, adequate performance reviews. But like everything was like I didn't have a single thing that was less than, whatever. It probably doesn't matter. It probably is like as long as you're, you know, above 60% or something, it's not like I did amazing. But I feel like I did amazing. And they are like, yeah, but it's my job to get paid a lot to not give a shit about any of this. So, here you go, Edgar. And I'm like, I mean, okay. And at work, it was just my 1 year anniversary at work. And they they usually do announcements and they call out when it's someone's birthday or when it's their 1 year anniversary. And they never called out when it was my birthday. And they didn't call out when it was my 1 year anniversary. And now they're calling me Edgar. So I don't know what to do, Kevin.
I mean, I've always considered it maybe a good thing if you fly under the radar so low that a mistake like that could happen, but that doesn't feel good when it does.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't think it really reflects on me at all. It's just I'm the person who they didn't delete Edgar from, but it definitely, I think it says a lot about my work environment in ways that I was already completely aware were at play in my work environment. But yeah, I've been going through the breakup, Kevin, and I've been not I've been up and down. Um, I've been having trouble sleeping. Um, and I'd like wake up and it'd be like 5 a.m. I'd look outside and it's like pitch dark. I go outside in the morning and it's like dark out or whatever, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm listening to a podcast and they're like, man, I'm still not adjusted from the time change. And I'm like, the time change? The time change? Apparently, the time changed. We fell back, Kevin. And it didn't occur to me. Like, my car automatically changes, and my watch and my phone, everything changes. And I didn't know that the time changed. And I was thinking about other stuff. I was kind of occupied. Um, and And I was like, and what's going on? And I can't even sleep. And then it turns out that I didn't even notice that the time changed. And I guess, I don't know, did my roommate change the time on the oven or something? Because I don't know what happened. But there is no evidence that the time had ever changed other than listening to the podcast. How did you handle the time change, Kevin?
The same thing, like everything I think except my oven changes the clock by itself, and because my power goes out frequently enough, I don't even keep the oven set at the right time anymore. So I don't even notice it.
Why is your oven always going off, Kevin?
It's just the power where I live sucks, and it goes off like once a month for a few minutes, inevitably. And yeah,
It's long enough to turn off the oven timer. That
yeah.
makes sense. Okay, so it's the food special, Kevin. And I came up with a segment. I don't know. Do we have any music for the segment? Probably not, right? Segment music.
Um, I've
It's
got.
fun to see what Kevin can pull out of his bag of tricks. No matter what he does or doesn't pull, you know it's a fun time, baby. That's
I
Kevin's bag of
actually
tricks.
do not have. I was gonna play the Got the Soda song, and I guess I don't have that queued up here.
And that's just what's so fun about Kevin's bag of tricks is sometimes it's completely empty. That's kind of the one thing about Kevin's bag of tricks that you wouldn't normally expect is you would think it's not ever quite empty. There's always at least one trick, but in fact, when it comes to Kevin's bag of tricks,
There we go.
okay. In fact, there was one trick in Kevin's bag of tricks after all, wasn't there? And so it's time for a segment called Would You Rather Food Edition, or maybe Food You Rather. Does that make sense? Is this
That's a
something?
good. Food You
Yeah.
Rather is actually pretty clever.
Has the Doughboys done this? Write us in on the Reddit and tell us if the Doughboys has done this. But I came up with things that are pretty close in calories. They're like within 10 or 20 calories most of the time of each other. And you're gonna tell me which you would rather food. Which food you'd rather.
Okay.
And there's a bit of a theme here that you might be able to that you might be able to detect. I don't know. But okay, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm so ready for this.
All right. Would you rather have 150 calories of Cheez-Its or 150 calories of those peanut butter filled pretzels?
Oh, Cheez-Its for sure.
Okay. So that's 27 Cheez-Its. You're saying you'd rather have 27 Cheez-Its than 9 peanut butter pretzels.
Yes. And I like the peanut butter pretzels, but Cheez-Its are just like my guilty pleasure. It's the saltiness, I think. Like, yeah, we were just talking. Yeah,
But what can be more salty than the salt of a pretzel, Kevin?
it is, but I think the peanut butter sort of like saps that away. You lose it in the peanut butter there. And then I always get really thirsty when I'm eating the peanut butter filled pretzels, and there's no drink that I
Probably
don't
all the
think goes well
salt.
with them.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's like you want milk, but it's like I'm not gonna have fucking milk. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Um, that's good, Kevin. That's the right answer. It's just Cheez-Its is correct. Yeah.
That's the
I,
right answer.
I would
Okay.
definitely rather have Cheez-Its. I love Cheez-Its so much. Cheez-Its are a big staple of my diet, I would say. Um, all right. What would you rather have? 150 calories of Cheez-Its or 160 calories of chocolate covered almonds?
I have to Cheez-Its again.
Holy shit. That's the
This
right
episode's
answer.
sponsored by Cheez-Its, by the way.
It is. All right. What would you rather have? 150 calories of Cheez-Its or 140 calories of Coca-Cola Classic?
I mean, it really depends if I'm hungry or thirsty at that point, though.
What if you're hungry or thirsty?
I mean, on an average month, I will probably consume more Coke than Cheez-Its. I could have Coke every day and not get sick of it. I don't know that I would eat Cheez-Its every single day, but I like
So,
Cheez-Its more.
right. So food you rather.
Um, I still think I would rather go for the Cheez-Its though, because like Coke, there's many other things I could equally drink and be fine with, where Cheez-Its are probably like, S tier snack food.
And Cheez-Its are so like even other cheesy snacks, they don't taste like Cheez-Its. Like nothing really hits the spot that Cheez-Its do, you know?
I've been really enjoying the Gouda Cheez-Its lately. I don't know if you've tried
Oh,
those.
I don't know if I've had those.
And
I
there's like a
just like the
smoky
normal.
bacon one too.
Yeah, I tried. Well, I think I've tried that one before. And the Baconator one definitely just tasted like bacon. It doesn't really taste like anything other than the bacon.
Yes.
Those are good though. All right. Food you rather 460 calories of Subway cookies, you know, cookies from Subway, they're fresh
Hmm.
cookies, or 460 calories of Hostess Twinkies.
I'm not a huge fan of either, but I would probably go for the Subway cookies.
Is there another kind of Hostess that product that would be more up your alley?
Um, what are the ding dongs? Those are the chocolate covered.
There's Ding
Uh,
Dongs, there's Ho-Ohs.
yeah, those I would probably go for more than um Twinkies.
All right.
I don't know what would your call be there?
I like Twinkies the most. I do like Ding Dongs though. Uh, Ding Dongs would be 310. Yeah, no, you could have 460 calories of Ding Dongs as well. That'd be three
Okay.
Ding Dongs versus two Subway cookies.
Yeah, I think I would go for the ding dongs then.
All right, that's wrong. That's actually wrong. The cookies, no, no, no. I I really like Subway cookies. I've heard people say bad things about them, but I think the Subway cookies are somehow like amazing. I guess because they have like a
I
fucking oven in the store.
I think they're very inconsistent is my problem.
That makes
Like
sense.
everybody, there's a good Subway and there's a bad Subway usually near you. And
Yeah.
even the good Subway sometimes has bad cookies and the bad Subway will have good cookies. And I don't know how you can mess up cookies.
I think a lot of times I would rather have three Twinkies over two cookies, but I don't know. I guess I don't know. That's that one I'm kind of torn on. I maybe I'd go with the cookies. I think it really depends. I think I'm really torn. But what okay. 280 calories of Butterfinger or 280 calories of Coke or Mountain Dew or something. I don't know.
I'd probably go for the drink.
Over the Butterfingers.
Yeah. I
Okay.
like Butterfinger as like an ingredient, like in a Dairy Queen Blizzard or something. But I don't
Hmm.
really eat Butterfingers by themselves. And not that I have anything wrong. Like, they're just never my choice.
Butterfingers are like if I'm going for a candy bar, that's like one of my main choices of candy bars. Butterfingers, they're so good.
I like
I
them. I just don't. I don't know why I don't pick them.
Yeah, I think I would go for if I'm being offered food you rather, I think I'd maybe take a Butterfinger over a Coke or yeah, and I'd take Coke over a Mountain Dew personally. Um, all right. 420 calories on a cheesy bean and rice burrito from Taco Bell or 420 calories on a double cheeseburger from McDonald's.
Oh, the Taco Bell for sure.
Yeah. Taco Bell's generally better calories than McDonald's generally.
Yeah, and
Um,
I feel like even bad Taco Bell is still good, but bad McDonald's is terrible.
yeah, exactly. What about a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell versus a Big Mac from McDonald's?
Same. I go for Taco Bell every time, I think.
Yeah, I actually don't really want either of those.
Um,
I guess I would
Neither
take
would
the
be my first
pizza.
choice.
Yeah.
anywhere,
Yeah.
but I would eat a Mexican pizza and probably enjoy it. Where a Big Mac, I think I would just kind of feel like that sort of half sick, kind of full afterwards.
Yeah. All right. The Costco slice of cheese pizza, a slice of cheese pizza from Costco, or a cookie from Costco. They have cookies and slices of pizza, and both of them are like 750 calories.
Okay, so I don't have a Costco near me. I've never lived near enough a Costco to regularly go to one,
Fuck
and I
you.
don't know that I've ever had a Costco cookie before, but the pizza's really good, so I'm gonna go with pizza just because that's the known.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, their cookies are really good. I think I'd go for the cookie. It just depends. I like cookies so much though. I love cookies. Okay. So, would you rather have one slice of 7-Eleven pizza or one of my frozen meal prep burritos, the chicken and bean meal prep burritos that I make and I microwave for lunch?
I would go for your meal prep burrito without hesitation, even though I've never had one.
It's it's more filling for the calories than one slice of 7-Eleven pizza, I'll tell you that. Pizza is so not filling until you eat way too much of it, you know?
Yeah,
Kevin. Oh, Kevin. Kevin. Okay, so where so did I mentioned I got dumped, right?
you did, yes.
Hold on. Was it this one? No. So I get these horoscopes. We had we had Maura Quint on and I talked to her about horoscopes and some stuff. And around there, I think I put my stuff into CoStar. And so it gives me these weekly horoscopes. And so I'll just read this whole thing, I guess. Venus quincunx to natal Jupiter. You have a desire for indulgence in your significant relationships. Change and separation will force you to let go and move on. The situation will force a separation between this desire and the fields of your natural talents. Lean on your natural talents for practicality and stabilization as much as possible right now. Just as there are no distinct beginnings, there is no final state. You must always be in flux. This separation will see its beginnings in resources as they're related to significant relationships. You'll first notice these changes in your shared bank account, the ways they've affected how you see yourself or gifts you've given each other. This change will impact your resourcefulness, fortify or reconsider a relationship, and expand your worldview. Honor your own financial priorities. What you do with your money is your choice. You may not be able to see exactly where you're headed. In moments like these, you're forced to let go of control. And I remember reading it and being like, oh, it seems like it's saying I'm gonna get like it's gonna be like a breakup, and that sucks. And I'm like, but all this stuff is like fake. And then I got dumped, and it's just I don't know. I talked about it on Discord, and someone was like, that doesn't seem like how I would interpret it. But for me, it just seemed really clear. Like I don't have significant relationships. I have like one. I guess I have a significant relationship with you, Kevin. But
I'm flattered.
yeah. Well, it doesn't sound like you're too interested either. So that's a healthy distance you're putting. I went
No,
to
no, no.
Randy's
I, I'm
Donuts.
not. I'm not
Go ahead.
disagreeing. I'm just like I'm very flattered that you said that.
Yeah,
I
and
feel I
you.
feel the same way.
Yeah, but whatever. I went to Randy's Donuts and I got an apple fritter, and it was so good. I can't stop thinking about it. All I want to do is after we're done doing the show, I want to go to Randy's Donuts to get another apple fritter. They're 1,000 calories, Kevin. They're 960 calories. It's so many calories.
That's a lot.
Food you rather 960 calories of an apple fritter or eating a normal amount of food in a day?
Probably the apple fritter, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. Oh, what else, Kevin? What else? What do you got going on, Kevin? What's it's Kevin's time to shine. Now that's a good name for a segment.
Boy, okay. Um, Really, I don't know. I've been exploring canned soup lately. That's probably the least interesting thing I could have said at that point. But I sent you a picture of the soup I was eating earlier.
Hmm.
Um, there's this beer cheese soup that I'm really into for some reason.
Whoa. Where did you get that? How do you make? I want to make that.
It was literally just a can of soup,
Oh, okay, okay.
but you
I
can
want
make
to
it from
make it
scratch
though.
though. It's actually not
Yeah,
that hard.
really.
You take basically like a cheese sauce recipe and substitute
Ooh,
beer for the
yeah.
water.
Ooh,
And it's better with
yeah.
cheap beer for some reason. I don't even like beer, but I like it, the flavor of it in cheese somehow.
Yeah. No, yeah. My ex really loved beer cheese. She did though. It was so good. I guess in Kentucky it's really easy to find in the store. You can definitely find like one or two varieties at some stores around here, but it's not exactly easy to find. It's probably easier to find where you are too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very close to the border to Wisconsin, and everything is cheese there, and they love beer, so those two things are found together a lot.
Yeah. I want to be a illegal cheese runner, taking cheese
I
across the border.
I can see you doing that. Yeah,
We're gonna need that the way things are going, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
We have a cheese castle not too far from where I live. It's basically like a highway like cheese gift store thing where you can buy really expensive overpriced cheese, but it's in a castle, so everyone stops there.
Hmm. Yeah. I just got my other co-star horoscope for this week, and it basically says about half of it, the horoscope is what I already read. It's like the same thing. It just says it again. So that's the thing is this stuff like it never even seems like it makes any sense, but I guess, a stop clock is right once a day or whatever, right?
Can you see other signs other than yours?
No, just yours. It just sends you a
Okay.
personalized one. You gotta sign up for the emails and then they can sell your data.
Okay. I should do that, and we'll swap notes next week to see if mine was just as accurate then.
Yeah. Zoran won when we did the podcast. We didn't know if he was gonna win, but he won. And then we unshut down the government, and then the Epstein files, and that's the news, right, Kevin?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This is I wanted to do a show. I didn't think it would be very good. But we just need to do one. We need to get the feeling back. We got to start getting guests. It'll be good because the show's good and I'm good at doing it. The show's good, Kevin. I don't get why the listeners don't see that and why the listeners don't put out episodes when we don't. Because if they love it so much, can't they just do the show for us? Can't they do it for a change? We should we should solicit people to send us emails of audio clips that are meant to be pieces that we could cut together into an episode made by the audience. And I don't know what that means, and I'm sure it's not going to happen. And it shouldn't happen. Because imagine if three people put like a lot of effort into like 5 minute pieces, and then it's like, well, we only have 15, what? Or we can't use that. We don't have enough. And they just did all that for nothing. But that could be good if that happens. It's the name of the show, Kevin.
That would be an interesting premise for a podcast of just like random listener submitted clips somehow edited into something coherent.
Yeah, we could call it the Podwork Quilt Club. Okay. Emails, Kevin. Jonathan writes, "Hello, Sharks. Jonathan Inbody here, the horror podcast guy, and I'm popping into the inbox with an absurdly long and overwritten pitch. Okay, I'm going to start cutting this down. I began to notice that an ongoing theme of the show is uncertainty. I realized that uncertainty has been a part of the show's identity since the beginning, and part of the appeal is never knowing what to expect. But Evangelion has taught us that certainty is the enemy. How do you expand the show's appeal without losing the casual appeal it already has? Um, it's every choice becomes a coin flip, but you only flip a coin so that you realize while the coin's in the air, you realize what side you hope it lands on, Kevin. You discover the true answer within yourself. Um, and just like that, I developed a solution. Carpe diem. That's the solution, Kevin. Carpe diem, an embodiment of the oldest form of artificial intelligence we have, a D20 random outcome table designed to either help the show grow or strengthen the show's existing identity through its rejection. Each entry on the list of 20 outcomes contains one of two things: an immediate discussion prompt, or low stakes hypothetical, or a prompt suggesting a temporary form for the show to take in the next episode, before returning to the normal format the episode after. This lets you experiment with the form of the show in a safe way. Um, let's see. That's my TED Talk. I've included a random outcome table. Oh, he did this. We could just do this. Okay. Well, where are my dice? I'm gonna roll the dice. Kevin, fill time. Give me a second.
Okay. I mean, this sounds like he may have just watched the Community episode Remedial Chaos Theory, but I'm not saying this is in any way a bad. I think this is actually a really fun idea.
Kevin
But
Slam.
that's my hard take on that. No, no, I love this idea.
Yeah. No, I think you might be right, but who knows? But it's a good idea, Kevin Slam. All right, I'm rolling the dice. It got cocked. Okay, 16. Which cryptid or supernatural being would be the best to go on a blind date with? Discuss. Um, the chupacabra, because you know he be sucking. You know what I'm saying, Kevin? What do you think?
That's so much better than my answer. I was gonna say like one of the if this counts, one of like the Roswell Gray Big Eye aliens, just because I think that would be a very interesting date conversation.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Let me try again, actually. The chupacabra, because I'm the freaking goat and I'm need sucking. You see, Kevin.
That's good. Yes, that's really clever. Yeah.
Okay, let me roll the. I lost the dice. Kevin, pick a number between 1 and 20.
9.
9. Next episode, that happens. We'll play a session of a one-page RPG. Oh, Kevin, we talked about how we were going to play D&D with you being the DM. How do we do that? We got to do that. Let's
Okay.
let's get that rolling so the audience can make you do it, and then it's not my fault, and it's your fault instead.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me do some research between this episode and the next one, and then we'll figure out. I'll talk to you offline, and we'll figure out how to make this work.
Okay, ask Kevin on Reddit to do that. Remind Kevin on the Reddit.
Okay.
Um, all right. Psychic children push back. Sam writes, Spencer loved the pod, but after hearing Jeff's bit about psychic autistic children, it sounded familiar. Watched a documentary a long time ago about a similar group of nonverbal autistic children and the then new type of therapy called facilitated communication. The kids were making all these accusations of sexual assault and abuse, but it turns out the parents were doing the facilitated communication, were basically making everything up. They did a real double blind study and found the kids basically couldn't communicate. I haven't listened to telepathy tapes, but I understand they use the same technique to talk with their kids as well. As an atheist scientist paid by George Soros, I'm paid to push back against this. So that's interesting. He admitted it. Oh my God, he admitted it. Let's see.
There was actually another
Dave.
study that somebody sent me too,
Uh-huh.
where they were doing this test where like the child and the parent were shown like a card of a picture, and they would have the parent, assist the child to spell the word of, like if they showed a teapot, could they spell teapot? But then they did the sneaky thing where they made it so that the parent was seeing a different picture than the child.
Yeah.
and the child was still spelling the word that the parent saw, not the one that the child saw, which, made them believe that the children were actually either following some kind of nonverbal cue um, that the parents were sending, or the parents were somehow in some way communicating to the child, even if they didn't realize they were what the correct answer was.
Hmm. Yeah, that's like what they did with the horse too.
Yeah, clever Hans, yes.
Yeah. Clever Hans, yes.
That was the horse's name. Yeah.
No, I know. It's just the way you word or the way
Yeah.
you said it sounded funny. All right. Dave writes, first off, Kevin, thank you for the previous advice regarding my podcast queue. I did end up checking all the settings, nothing there. I never hated on that happens. He wrote about the fact that he wasn't getting new episodes in his in his iPod catcher. Um, just Joe Rogan, Smart Listen, this is important, have all stopped showing up. So he thinks it's maybe his own issue somehow. I also wanted to give you a belated kudos on your 200th episode. I watched it while I was or I listened to it while I was mowing, and I literally thought I was having a stroke. Nice. I may have to go back and watch it. Next, the whole Jesus is Lord bit had nothing to do with an easy email signature. Appreciate your response. It raises all sorts of interesting questions. Well, it sure does. I don't know. Oh, he hit a puzzle. This guy did a he did a guy he hit a damn puzzle. And I was thinking, here's the thing. This guy hit a damn puzzle, bro. Um, but he changed some of the letters. He changed the color of some of the letters in this email. And I'm sure if you took them and put them next to each other, they'd say something. But I'm on the podcast right now. I can't be doing a puzzle live, you know. This I keep telling Kevin, we need a producer. We need a producer who can be doing all the puzzles people send us live so we don't have to do them on the show. And imagine if I was better at doing the show, I could like talk instead of just thinking. I could like talk out loud in an entertaining podcast way, and it'd be content for me and my friends and my fans. We got 2 emails left, Kevin, but I'm thinking about leaving them and saying, officially we're out of emails. That happens pod at gmail.com. Send us more emails. But we do have two, but we need more emails because we're basically out. We're almost out of
You should
time,
email
Kevin.
us.
I
Yeah, we
wish we were
are.
more out of time, Kevin. I'm sorry the podcast bad. We just got to do the FLCL. Maybe next week we can just do that. Um, Kevin came to LA. Remember when we did the LA shows with Kevin? Are you coming back to LA, Kevin?
I am, yes.
Okay. Um, one thing I was thinking is we could we could freaking stay up all night and watch all of FLCL and then
Okay.
podcast about it as a
Just like live
sleepover.
stream the entire series while we watch it.
We could do that too. Yeah, we'll do it all, Kevin.
Okay. I'm I'm
Don't you
I'm
think that's
totally
a
up
good
for that.
idea? Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be just like when we were kids and we used to podcast about anime.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know. My life feels out of control, Kevin. I don't know what's happening. It's all fine. Everything's fine. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe I didn't do anything wrong. Maybe that's the world, Kevin. Maybe the world just is crazy. Maybe all of it is an elaborate ploy made up by Dave Malloy to try and send me some sort of puzzle clue. Great job, Dave. Well, I hope you're happy, Dave. I don't know why the puzzle had to involve me getting dumped. It's good. One thing that's good about all this, Kevin, one thing I'm thankful
Mhm.
for, Kevin, is it's good to go through bad times and be like, oh, yeah, I could do this. Things have been so bad at so many points in my life. And that used to just be what was happening all the time. you know? And now it's just times like these when it's feeling like that. And it's like, oh, yeah, I remember this feeling. And it's like, wow, yeah, my life, it's mostly okay compared to how it's been in the past when it's been a lot more touch and go. I don't know, you know?
I mean,
But
that's a really good way of looking at it, I think.
yeah, but I wouldn't be able to do it without my fans, without the listeners, the emailers, the Dave Malloys plotting my downfall and encoding it into the very emails I send to my buddies. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Look forward to the podcast getting better soon. I don't know how it will.
It can't get any better. This is as good as any podcast ever has been.
That's Kevin's like the Scotty of the podcast. He's like, it can't get much better podcast. The captain of the podcast, his name is podcast. So Kevin is Scotty, and he's talking to podcast, who's also the captain of the podcast, and he's saying it cannot get much better. The podcast can't take it. Podcast. Why are you named podcast so confusing? Why did you name the podcast podcast? The podcast is named podcast. They're in a podcast called the podcast called podcast. The captain is podcast. Um, why wouldn't someone want to date this? Right? Goodbye, folks. Goodbye. Kevin,
Goodbye,
goodbye.
everybody.
Kevin, goodbye.
Bye.
Kevin, goodbye.